it, and
Hey, yeah, come, Chris, just give me a touchdown. See what's going on. Straight on. Hey, guys, can we get a real on this one, please? Guys, about some stuff. Who's going to be green screen? Let me ask. So here's my plans for tonight. Everybody, really, you guys have been working really hard for the last 3 weeks. Anyway, I appreciate that. So we really don't do the man in the middle for another week, a couple weeks, actually, so 5, 6 weeks we're doing it. But you guys have been really busting butt and doing a good job, which is cool. Very cool to see. But a big part of this is really understanding what we're doing. The business has changed, and it's in a constant state of change. It's going to be changing. Everything changes. Everything is just evolving. So tonight, I wasn't going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this so you can think about whatever you want, because I want honesty from you. I want honesty from everybody. I want you to tell me directly what you think when I ask. We're going to watch a couple of matches with the stories. I'm going to watch some of the matches that maybe you guys would know about and really got you into this stuff. But I'm going to tell you for the storytelling. I'm going to show you for the storytelling the matches and explain what we're looking at. If it doesn't float your boat, that's cool. I just want to know what you're thinking when you watch something like this. For the time, the match we're going to watch is Harley versus Terry Funk. For the time, it was for the World Championship, the National Wrestling Alliance World Title. Back then, they were the reigning body of professional wrestling. It was a different business, different area of the country. Every area of the country had their own territories. And the world champion was a traveling champion, going to different territories and make the guys. Well, they also had weekly towns. And you had to be creative to run a weekly town. You couldn't do the same thing every week. You had to work out angles and feuds and different era, different time. But I want you to see how the stories were told, how these guys made their facials and body language mean something. Just watch. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest match ever for 2019. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is watch the uniqueness in what they do for that era, especially. You guys don't know nothing about that era. You weren't alive then. That's cool. You can't help that. But the storytelling is the same. This guy does this to get the advantage, and he stays on. This guy cuts him off, gets his heat. This is 2 out of 3 falls, by the way. And then I'm going to show you a really old match from 1963.
Wow.
Yeah, they had television back then too. But that match, again, watching it today, understanding the storytelling, it's still a foundation, still in the mix. Does anybody know when wrestling started to become a work? You may have an idea. When wrestling, I'm sorry.
would it possibly be like Roman era?
Yeah. Even the gladiator days. Yeah, I mean, this is just different history, but even 1800s and before the Roman era. So you never know, and that's why we talk about it a lot. You have to think, shoot, but work, and that's what people do all the time. At a job, at a show, wherever it may be, it's an illusion. So back in the early 1800s, when they went barnstorming through the country and carnivals and all that stuff, it was under the premise that this was on the level. Matches we're going to watch, Terry and Harley, and we got Pat O'Connor versus Buddy Rogers, the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers. They were still telling people this is on the level, this is a contest, but they've been having people expose this since the 1800s, even before that. They've had people come out and say, hey, it's all a sham, it's all bullshit. And then they would find some tough guy to get in and say, oh, yeah, well, beat me then. Show me it's so fake, you beat me. I'm just a lowly mid-card guy. Then you got to get him stretching. They kept guys around like that. it's really, the history of the business is really cool if you love the business, because you get into these characters, you read the stupid shit they did, and read some of the stuff that backfired on them. Guy went in trusting the guy to put him over for the world title, got in the ring and says, no, I'm taking adult time. And just kind of threw everything this way. But again, it's different business, different time, different era, all these outlaws and cowboys running around, making everybody try to believe it was real. When I say real, I'm not predetermined. Because as you know, hitting the mat, doing some of the stuff, it's pretty daggone real. You'll feel it. This is real. Predetermined? Yes. Fake? That's it really does take, there is an art to this, there's a system to it, there's a method to the madness, so nobody gets hurt. That's why, just when I reiterate that, I want everybody to pay attention so nobody does get hurt, because the little move the other night, might have been last night, was the double wrist lock. So if you locked up, trap the arm here, okay, grab the double wrist lock. We don't ever want to bring it back here if we're going to roll the guy. We can do it if he knows what we're doing. But we want to bring it inside, take our legs this way, roll the double wrist lock. There's a lot of ways to do this stuff, but if you don't know what you're doing, you do it like this, you can rip this shoulder out. You don't want to do that. Our main concern when we get in the ring, I know you do, but I don't fix it. Our main concern,
That we did that.
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just to make sure it brings inside. That's cool. But we want to keep our partner safe, keep ourselves safe, and don't do anything stupid unless you know it's coming. Talk about Brock Lesnar a lot when Brock throws those elbows. I don't know because I'm not there. But knowing the people involved, I would think they would know it's coming because Brock is a businessman. I don't think he's that unprofessional. I just don't. I believe he is a professional. And that's where the element of doubt comes in. And that's what you want to keep in mind. You don't want everybody to know and figure you out. You don't. You want them to keep guessing. Oh my God, he's an asshole. Oh yeah. Yes. That's what you want. You want them to believe. Okay? All right. Jamal's going to talk to you guys about the social media and green screen.
So I was talking to Glenn the other day, and he had an idea that for this class, something we want to do that's different than any class we've ever done before is we want to have the class be way more interactive in helping to capture your own images that are going to be put out. Because no one knows, what you want out there more than you do, and obviously we're going to guide that. But he said it would be good if we kind of coached on some photography and videography. As far as photography and videography, some of y'all may be better than me at it. And so it's not me saying, that I am, the best ever. But, when you have a room full of people, you want to kind of bring everyone up to a standard. I'm coming over some kind of cold. And so normally I have way more energy. I'm way more coherent. Hang with me while I try to survive and get through this. And we're going to cover a couple of things, okay? And so social media is the #1 vehicle of getting noticed. Today, if you don't have a social media presence, then you don't have a presence at all. Trends change based on trends as of today. We recommend having a Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, a professional looking and easy to remember email address. And Instagram is a bonus if you want to wade into that. Some people are good at Instagram. It's kind of the new kid on the block, okay? If you are a social media blank on any or all of these platforms, don't hesitate to reach out about getting help to get started right. Be cautious about saying, I'm not really a Twitter person, I'm not really a Facebook person. I am here at the JPWA for you to use me to get what you need out of things about media, social media. So you can text me, you can Facebook message me, you can say, I don't feel like I'm competent at this. Take a look at this picture, what can I do better? I'm here for this, okay? Video and photo is a huge component of social media. If the videos and photos are bad, then the whole thing is bad. The good news is it's not very hard to learn a few tricks to take worthwhile photos and videos. Don't be intimidated that you need to become a professional photographer. The truth is that many people aren't even competent, but by remembering just a few foundational things, you'll move far above the crowd. When everyone else is flat, any amount of consistent incline makes you raise above the people who stay right here, if that makes sense, okay? Don't record me from the side. I hate my siding. There's a tip, and don't block the Patreon.
Can we go over DVO too? I mean, Jesus.
Two things above. Number one, you don't need to go into debt to have an acceptable camera. It has more to do with the operator than the camera. Most JPWA videos that you've probably seen are produced with a phone that costs $200, which was my phone. If you have an $800 or $900 phone, that just means your videos are going to be even better. But you don't need to go into debt to have a decent camera, okay? And this is the most important thing of all. Never be a distraction to your fellow students or to Dr. Tom in your attempt to take a photo, get a video. When he's teaching you, teaching someone else, it's not the time to pull attention away from what Dr. Tom is trying to do. So that's the biggest thing about all and what we're talking about. Okay? So everyone with your phone right now, get your phone out, and I want you to take the best. Oh, you're good. I'm going to give you this 15, 20 seconds here. I want you to take the best picture of me that you can.
Go and smile for us or something.
I was waiting for someone to say that, actually.
Give us a Denzel look. There it is. There it is.
All right, now I'm going to take 15 more seconds. I want y'all to get the best video of me that you can.
Don't shoot the side of his head.
Don't
So, I think Major Mom?
Yes.
Please, come on. Well, you're taking video. You guys take video, whatever you want to take, but there you go. So,
Mitch, be my mom.
Hey guys.
All right, Mitch. Start from your feet, work up to the main track. Oh, wait, I forgot to record. Oh, wait, I'm already recording. Never mind, let's start again. Ready?
I just exposed myself to my
Ready, set. All right, give me a pulse, Mitch. Give me that, like, oh my goodness. What would you call me?
I don't know if there's any way.
Drop the keys.
Pop it, pop it,
I didn't sign up for this, man. What a great
pop it. Your mother's so disappointed. Go.
I brought this extra. I'm going to get it for back there.
I'll make one.
It should get 100%. I charged for it, Ronnie.
I ought to make it.
You'll have to help me out. I had one, but I was like, no.
Oh,
Yes,
Is
I'll
it?
use the light that brings it.
Can't you just run one?
I can actually do
Let's walk
add it
out.
to mine and just like see
Yeah, just let me account. And you'd be like, oh my god, guys, follow this guy, he's hilarious.
And I
Not to
can
be funny though.
Oh, yeah.
I get,
We have to deliver.
You have to get your stand-up
I'm
comedy.
not doing my stand-up comedy.
So I gave you way longer than I intended to get your video. One thing that I wanted to kind of watch for when I said get the best picture and get the best video of me that you can. Number one, I wanted to see how many people were familiar with your camera settings to where if I saw you adjusting brightness, things like that, I wanted to see who would stand up to make sure that you did the best that you could to get a good photo. I saw a couple of people lean in, and then one person gave me a suggestion and said, smile, which I said, get the best photo, get the best video of me that you can. Who was thinking someone who would stand up to get the best picture? That's kind of what I had in mind when I was going. Camera settings, you can make sure it's not too hot. You can make sure that if you're taking a still photo of a move, that you don't have the blur. You can adjust it, which I can teach you how to do when you get the crisp changing your ISO settings. Play with your camera settings. Know your camera settings. Know how to go into pro mode instead of just auto mode all the time. Okay, and lens clock isn't brought out of the pot, right? So then you have a big thumbprint. That's why the lights are all blurry in your quick videos, things like that. Okay. Know how to quick launch and that you can launch your camera by tapping the button. Maybe double tap the home key or some sequence, some swipe. You want to get photo. You don't want to menu, camera, open, adjust. You want to have it to where whatever that quick launch is. Closer. No one is interested in the thing above your head or 3 feet of walls to your right and left. the person's needs don't necessarily someone and said, please help me take this picture. This person, for whatever reason, decided that it was a good idea to scoot that far back. And so you got black curtain here, black curtain there, and that much above our heads. The second picture I took of the first class, and you can see that we're kind of in there tighter. And then under Dusty Roads, it says the pros tend to fill up at least 50% of the camera frame. You'll always see people when Glenn is here and everyone gets a picture, they'll get really far back. They want, look at Dr. Tom, and look at the rock. Look at how much of the frame they take up, that the rock's head is almost to the top of the frame. Look at this poster of Cain that the top of his head is cut off, the heavenly body's here. Look at Bret Hart and Dr. Tom there. And think about a lot of pictures that you see on social media that are way back here with all this space to the right and left. That's terrible. Get in close. When you see how the pros do it, get right in close. And obviously don't disturb the class by crawling into the ring, but as close as you can reasonably get. Make steady videos. Shaky videos don't get watched. They motion sickness. Purchase a gimbal for less than $200. What Mitch has here is a gimbal. You can see that if he moves his hand right to the left, forward, back, the camera stays steady. You can even jog with some gimbals and they'll stay steady. When you move, it gives better. Learn where the stabilizer feature is in your settings. Most phones and cameras have stabilizer anti-shake. You turn it on, and that way, even if you have some movement, if you don't have a gimbal, the phone smooths its own self out. Most phones today have anti-shake or stabilizers. Use that in your videos. Learn, if you don't have either one of those options, learn to be a ninja with your body. Stand still, no noise, no gum chewing, no muttering, and keep your elbows down to your rib cage when you're doing video instead of sticking them out like most people do, like this. Glue your elbows here, and that way it kind of gives you a platform to stay steady as you move. Don't do pan shots unless absolutely necessary. Pan shots are horrible. If you go to an event and you're sitting on the front row and another student says, hey, I want you to get video of my match, if you're the cameraman, you are not also the cheering section. You cannot be both. It's horrible to watch a video that's supposed to be someone's first match and their buddy on the front row is holding the camera. Yeah, jump, do the move. Woo! So if you're the cameraman, you're not also the cheering section. One or the other. If someone asks you the video match, okay? Okay, we're almost done here. For the next month, vertical, portrait-oriented photos and videos do not exist. This is a challenge that I'm putting out to everybody. Portrait orientation is the biggest plague in the quest to capture good content. It's one of the first and best things you can do to move yourself far above the crowd. 99% of the time, not only is vertical video unnecessary, but it's very detrimental. Vertical photos are not as bad because they do sell portrait frames. Like you can see the vertical orientation, so you can hang a picture that way. But portrait videos and photos cannot be used in professionally edited videos. When you try to use them, it creates the black bar to the right and left. If you guys have seen, in the little picture there of CM Punk, you can see there's the black bars to the right and left, which is what happens when you take a vertical video and then try to put it in a professionally produced, longless frame. So, we don't want to do that. Super quick story. My wife and I were on vacation. People are so trained to do the portrait orientation that a couple of strangers were walking by. There's this big Poseidon's throne thing in the Bahamas, and these folks said, hey, can we help you take a picture? I said, man, I would love that. And so I pull out my phone, and I actually get the lighting right, because I don't trust anybody to take a good picture. I get the lighting right, I get the zoom right, and then a light like this, I walk over and I hand my phone to the guy. And the guy, probably 21, 22, while I hand him the phone, he kind of listens. I see smoke coming out of the ears. He goes, and I'm like, dude, please rotate my phone back away. So it's challenge yourself to do this way, even for pictures. Just get used to doing it at all times that way. Okay. Reintroduce vertical when you know the reason why you need to do vertical. If you don't know why you specifically need to do vertical, always do landscape. Always, it's going to be better. Okay. Learn by doing. This is going to be one of the most interactive classes we've ever had. So again, when it's not a disturbance to Dr. Tom, have your phones close by and record students. See where the best angle is to get someone doing their rolls, doing their bumps, under the rope, over the rope, and just make sure you're not distracted that you're watching, but practice here. little bonus tip: if the shot's ever boring and you can't figure out why, try popping it at an angle. Sometimes an angle can save a really boring shot. My email is on there, Jamal McKinney, or 865-318-7693. Jamal is pronounced like denial.
Yeah, you know we're on
Jamal,
Patreon,
smile.
right?
Yeah, y'all can call me. I get lonely sometimes, and so it's not like Dr. Tom's called me. I'm not sure that many people won't call me. But otherwise, if there's any questions that you have, just remember, never be a distraction to class, but ask on anything that you want to learn or get coached on photos, videos, and then as time goes on, we'll talk about other social media stuff, how to get higher in the algorithm, how to do your profile picture that gets more clicks, anything like that. Real quick, because we got to get rolling, are there any questions in your house? Photo, video, anything of that nature?
Can you help me set up my phone later?
Yes.
So like where I can swipe up and
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but hey, I was kind of looking at the stuff over there. Did you tell everybody about just be careful what you do on Twitter and stuff like that, and Facebook?
Yeah, obviously it goes without saying that if you're filming anything, whether it's the breakdown of how a movie is done, if it's a controversial opinion, the JPA doesn't own you. So whatever your political opinion is, your societal beliefs are, they are what they are. But you always have to think about what goes online is online forever. And so you not only want to think about it in your personal life, the things that you say, because those things are going to follow you, but then also things that you report inside of the JPWA. There are certain things that we don't want to go out. There are certain things that unless someone is a paying student, they don't need to know. There are certain move breakdowns or strategies or even psychology of the rest of the business that unless someone is pursuing this as a career, they don't need to know. And so if there's ever any sort of doubt whatsoever, and again, I'll stress again that for your social, your political, things like that, we don't own you, we can't own you, your opinions are your own. But anything that you have a question of, could this be bad for my career to go out, ask Dr. Tom. And as a matter of fact, I'll say on things like that, if it's a controversial thing, don't even come to me on the bypass me and anything that you say, hey, is this good for my career, good for the school, is this okay to go out? Straight to Dr. Tom on all of those questions, and that way you're never going to wind up in a sticky situation with something that's out there on social media that really shouldn't be. Good. All right, thank y'all.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry the handout has some typos and things like that.
What? I'm sorry. It has typos? No, probably back. We need Okay, so hey, Brett or Jamal? No, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, Jamal. I'll show you.
Well, I guess I need it. So what are we doing with this photo of you that we have?
Post on our wall.
Oh, I thought you were gonna actually
wallpaper
like,
on
do
my
something
phone.
with this.
No. It was me watching you to see how you took the photo of me. And then when you took the video, it was me seeing how many of you were taking vertical videos of me versus landscape videos.
Wants to check out this photo of my dad's cat. I mean, the bird.
Ah,
It's a pretty good photo, though.
Is that landscape or?
Yeah,
Probably just steal it from
that's
mine.
that's mid-bite.
Really?
oh, that's a lovely picture.
How come I knew you would love this?
Because he wants to feed his cat.
He doesn't have a cat.
Hey, there's a chair there.
What do you mean?
I knew that. I didn't know how easy it was to just go back.
Have you not noticed the cat?
I almost did that back. Really? Yes. I almost died. Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Is it okay
That's
for
me in a
one
hammock.
to plug in?
Another good photo. I'll say something.
You know what that's portrait and landscape?
It was like this.
Isn't it really?
It's just portrait mode.
What is,
Yeah, this computer doesn't have those things.
Enos?
Eno.
No, it's knockoff.
What?
Are you ready for green screen?
Yes.
All right, fellas, would you like to have everybody over there so they can do the green screen and watch everybody do it? Let's do that. You guys want to grab your chairs? We can go over there and watch. And have the green screen stuff going, and then we'll come back and watch it.
Picture right now.
Yeah, sure. Take your chairs over there so you can sit down, watch, enjoy life. It's kind of enjoy life, Emily. You know what I'm saying? Huh? I have to just watch something.
Is it not working?
No, it'll work. I just have to put the TV on.
You need the password. You need to turn it off and turn it back on.
All right, so we'll try and get this as much as we can on.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, let's turn this back over here. This will work. I gotta go this way. Mom?
Yes.
How do we make it where this is showing that? Oh, we can't do that. I'm gonna put it like that. Well, okay.
Call me at this. No, there's.
So I mean, if you would please go jump up here so I can do a little bit of testing. You should have to do anything.
Thank you for being.
It's already hard to even
Just let my 0.2 IQ go to your brain.
You really like Hey, Paul. We're so tired. Got a long way to go. It depends on how many years, how many you know what? What? Straight edge. He looked at it, he said, oh, this is you gotta get. Yeah, that's why you want super.
I actually didn't.
Neither.
What is it? You are so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like.
Actually, I'm not drinking. Neither. think you had when you're talking about Mexico. I'm underage. You're the news. Look, say so.
Start doing movement. Remember in the old wrestling video games where you had somebody.
How much do you think? You're not being the legs at all?
Who's next?
Oh, you're okay with what's just happening?
Yeah. Are you okay with it?
You're kicked out.
Oh, you're back.
Are you okay? We're still part of
Bro, you do that shit that head too.
I gotta shake mine too.
It's really but bro, this is like more much more after the tag team, but the kids get shit. I don't know, it's like we are incredibly difficult to be famous.
You know what shakes was?
Hey, Justin was ready for these. You just look ready for these. King Kong? Yes. You got some agreement.
Oh, you
Take your shirt off!
You're worse.
Take the shirt off!
Take your shirt off.
Take the shirt off!
Jack. Yeah, it's always.
5, 4.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, sir.
Oh, yeah, he is. So, here we go, 6 pack.
I go, man, bend it in the knees, return it back. Hard balls from me.
5, 4.
Well, I need this shirt, so I need this ball.
Oh, sick. It's only taking
So it's like, hey, he's going to
Alright. Now, there's Jesus.
Let me see that AFO, buddy. Let me get some water. Yes.
Do it for us.
Maybe you should take off the bracelet.
Take off the. No, Jesus said like.
I want to see your
Five, four,
Got it, see those? This is not the player stance.
Come on, Darren, still long.
Emily wants to do that.
Good job, Darren.
Oh, shoot. Shoot. Hey, take out the string. Take out the string, bud. You're gonna get it. I can see it. Oh, you need to get the string out.
Way to go, Al.
It's going, Alan.
Go,
Jerry. What's that shirt you're wearing?
You speak.
What's the part? Oh, can you read the shirt? I gotta get on there. I didn't know that you was fishing with that.
Yeah, or.
That's a massive talk right here.
Let's go, Tim.
I'm just waiting for my truck to start. Did your mom's now? 5, 4.
I think.
And if it's for your Instagram.
Hey, Ryan, move just out of the way a little bit, please. Let me just see. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. That down. tonight, if anybody's on and listening, we're doing the green screens back there with everybody from the 3rd class of JPWA. How about that? Y'all number 3.
You just saw your video one time you gave something else.
What?
Oh, It just seemed like a long video that like you showed. Are you gonna show my whole video though?
I'm just gonna show this what you're doing now.
Okay.
Sure.
Alright, so here we go.
Maybe it's easy.
My chicken.
That's.
No.
Stretch. There you go. It's like the camera. Start to stretch your muscles.
There's not much muscle there.
Right there. Twist your neck. Yeah, I like it. We'll work with that. We'll work with that.
That hurt.
Anybody not on? Anybody not on? Last shot that we're gonna do is I'm gonna have y'all split into groups. I think it's an uneven number, so we're gonna do 4 and 5. But just very quickly, just jump up and let me get a group of 4 people, and then let me get a group of how many? Don't.
Alright, all the beautiful people in my group.
So what I'm gonna have y'all do, 2 people off screen over here.
Brett, you said beauty.
Oh, just get the 2 out of the frame here, all the way out there. And then when I count you down, y'all are just gonna creatively kind of walking together and kind of standing together with a group pose, arm around each other, come to the camera, trying to creatively do something, looking.
Are we doing a full vlogging? Shut up.
Can we do like?
Can we kick them out? It's not even brothers. Not even brothers. It's not brothers.
That was a lot.
5, 4. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, I'll just know this. Yeah, you're right. 5, 4.
Yeah, get in with your brother.
Oh, squeeze in tight. Go. Next
Oh,
Can you go get it?
we're done.
One time, long enough, and then we go. Yeah, that was more. That's what I say like that, separated. I like the idea.
Do that one more time. We got to squeeze in a little tighter.
Hey, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, walking back. Good. We're good. Hey, these three.
Yeah. No, I honestly had the same idea.
I say, let's go to
It's good.
How long are we?
It's like, well, maybe I better pay attention. It's like, hey, then after this comes in, that's right, we're doing this. Yeah, it's like, okay, like the nice thing comes in. Back to back, bump into each other, hey. 5, 4. Hey!
Mom's boy. Start running in.
We got the top.
Oh,
We need anything else? Anybody? Good.
Thank you, These guys. All right, let's take it. Let's don't let everybody I'm not worried about that. We're all going at once. Yeah. Do one more time. We got 10. 5, 4, just 3. Inside, like each other. Yeah, yes. What is this like? Handshakes for friends?
Hey, Dr. Tom, seriously, they should be brothers, shouldn't they? They kind of look like each other.
We're all brothers.
But like,
Because they're brothers. Just simply brothers.
Here, but there's a couple matches I like to guys watch that and do a tape. But I'm asking you guys some questions. Watch this video, I'm going to point out some things that I'm seeing, and I understand there's more here. What? How far did you go on the hall?
no, I watched all that.
Oh, you did that? Okay, you kind of talked about that.
I can't do much of that. I do watch.
It's not like
But I did-
nowadays, it's like the first ball in the first 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, and it does, when they had 2 or 3 balls, they were getting on game. But I mean, these guys don't know. Did you see that?
I mean, like, I watched the movie, like,
Exactly, you don't know, and you just kind of like, if you didn't watch it then, but you watched it now, what is it about today?
I mean, it's a level of rush.
Is it?
And, yeah, I mean, different camera angles and stuff like that.
Master Day.
I'm not being crazy about a lot of things.
Love it, what?
I'm not crazy about a lot of things.
So, okay, so what got you, what got you?
In like 2006.
Okay. Well, okay, so we got you there too, so it really wasn't the work in the ring, was it?
I mean, Sean Michael.
So then what? Well, then what?
Yeah.
So you know old school wrestling, right? Well, who would be your favorite old school wrestler? Your favorite old school guys?
I like a lot of the small stuff.
So you look at names. Yeah, okay, that's cool too. And they're all telling stories, but who makes you want to do this? One guy was Sean. So Sean's got to work with him. You know Sean's working, so you know the whole thing, everything. If you go back and watch the matches, you can tell why he's doing what he's doing, what you looking for. So that's what we want this match. Just, I know you guys can't have fun. I know you guys are learning at the same time. But this is a huge part of learning. You never really see live and kind of feel it, see how it's all played out. You don't know. And if you watch it on YouTube, it's good, but it's not like feeling live. I mean, everybody's been to a live show, right? Anybody else? No, you never. Okay, cool. So you really don't know what it feels like to get that emotion. So you're trying to get everybody there to feel something. Boo you, cheer you, whatever they do. It's don't want to sit on their hands and do nothing. That's what works. So it all comes down to storytelling. Why did anybody give a shit about me? Watching you. Steve Austin, black knee pads, black boots, black gloves, ball. There we go. Why? He'd never done a moonsault, but why was he so old? How? What? Playing like nothing, there's nothing colorful about Steve Austin. He comes down and kick gas, drink beer in the ring is cool, right? Yes, drink beer in the ring. That's only about 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, you gotta have something in between there. You gotta have something rolling on that train. It doesn't just happen by that. So you gotta figure out who you are too. And just starting out, you really don't have a clue. Steve was Steve Austin. And he was studying Steve Austin. Long string hair. Ric Flair wrote white boots, green tights. No, biker trunks. Right? Not the green hair, biker trunks. But he was a student of the game. And he watched the matches every night. So if you haven't had an opportunity to do a live show, you need to check out a live show. So then you'll know what it feels like to get that emotion. There's something about what shows you.
It was we show.
Where was the lucha show? So did you get a vibe in there? Did you get something when you were watching?
Not as much as Mac, that never tell the storyline. It's
You needed a highlight. That's all they are. Yeah. So, okay, so what do you think of the
I know, it was fun when we go to that.
that style? So let's talk. What do you want to kind of show you? Show you did. That you did. No. What shows you? Next one. Show. What show?
Yeah. We're the only people in there that is not Mexico.
Right. Oh, so you guys did marriage? So you did
Yeah,
like
we didn't. People,
thanks. Talk story about my request. Okay. So, what degree do we have for?
Just the image shows the actions bringing when it goes through the bodies.
It would have been a cost for such a good share.
I don't know if there's any. Sure.
Yeah, go back. Oh, yeah. So, what about you?
It's just like not only the rest of the team, entertaining you, but the crowd around you, the energy that the crowd has.
What show was it?
Bring on.
Oh,
Everyone's there at a good time, everyone's laughing, one another, meet the person.
so, when you walked in, did they have the light on the, ring?
Yes.
That was the draw. This is what the match is with the performance. It's just one light, the ring light, over the ring, it's the Coliseum. Everything else is gone. The focus is on these guys fighting for the world. And as I said, this has been exposed. Well, it really has been, everybody's getting smart to understand. But at the same time, these guys walked in, and even though they work with each other, I don't know how many times, very close friends, they're telling a story. They're telling a story about going back to the hole, going back to the same body, going back to different hole. So I'm not saying, hey, it's great, let's get into that. I'm saying, what's the story to tell? And it's just come on because I keep telling people, there will come a time if you ever start to do anything where someone will say, all I want you to do is a second spot. All I want to do is want to see you lock up. I just want to see can you run the whole time. I just want to see can you listen. I just want to see if you'll take your time. And that's all very important. And that's what these guys do. And they take the time if you're telling a story. Yes. They know each other well. Yes. They're close. The fundamentals, basics mentioned. Still got a lot, still got that. Fundamentals mentioned. So, when we watch this, please just kind of watch. I'm going to point it out. I'll try not to interrupt you. I'm just going to point out where Jerry needs the arm, in the spot. All right, let's move our. We can't hook it up to the TV, but hopefully everybody can see. Maybe not.
Short people up front. I'll be in the back.
Hey, Jamal. Hey, Jamal. Did we
I'm also blind.
figure out a way to do it maybe with this one on Patreon, or can't do it? I'll move it this way too. Did we figure that we could maybe do it with this Patreon and maybe never mind. So he just wants to touch the TV, right?
Are we just watching on the laptop or just the laptop?
Well, it won't. It doesn't have the adapter to hook up. Well, I'm gonna scoot it this way. So you guys can come out this way. Hey guys, you can come out this way. I'm gonna scoot
Oh,
it.
you're gonna scoot it.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot it around. I'll get out of this.
It's a common thing. So I'll put it along 3 hours.
2 months long.
So you know where
No, I'm moving to Knoxville.
Me
So
too.
I'm in Knoxville.
Wait, so it feels
All right, guys. So we're going to go dark here while we watch some of these matches, just to make sure that this is a part of the stuff that you won't be seeing on Patreon all the time. But check out our subscription service, and this is a huge part of what is our VIP VIP package. So we're gonna shut this down real quick while we go to live events, and we'll see you shortly.
I don't feel the end of it.
It's like over here, coming out of high school under when you shoot. So if you don't like, it's hard.
Playing, where are they jumping around though?